In this episode of Tasmanian Takeover, can the Jackies get Hoopsfest payback on United? Does Melbourne crack under the pressure at RAC Arena? And is Nick Marshall the man to stop Chris Goulding? This is the Ants Nest. March on, Jackies.
These JackJumpers, they just never say die. What is up? You are joined into Tasmanian Takeover, the Ants Nest, for another week. Berto on the mic, JD on the mic, and we are also joined with Fred on my other side. How are you, boys?
Good, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, not too bad.
Speak at once.
I'm now starting to wonder if these boys are actually awake. So this could be a very interesting episode.
I've never done the three before, but I'm doing great.
Well, you know, there's always the first for a freeway, but anyway, and that's probably the first of many clangers, I'm sure to say on this episode. So thank you for joining us. Of course, this is your For Fans, By Fans, JackJumpers podcast, where we talk all things JackJumper basketball, and this is our preview episode. So if you missed the review episode that dropped a couple of days ago, so go back and have a bit of a watch, and you know, you can hear all our thoughts on our last game. But this is all about thinking about how we're going to go in our upcoming game against United. And what makes this game a little different is that it is effectively, it's classed as a home game for United, but both teams are actually away because we're going to be playing at RAC Arena on Saturday, the 17th. Hoopfest, absolutely. So they get out all their flashy jerseys and whatever else and get the doof music playing and whatnot. I mean, we're used to having that loud music playing and whatever else when you come down to the nest, but all the glitz and glamour, that is Hoopfest. So, boys, let's get into it. Let's dissect Hoopfest. Let's dissect this game against Melbourne United. JD, let's kick off with yourself. Give us your overarching thoughts on this upcoming game.
Oh, mate, I'm so excited. It's always good. I'm as you know, I'm Perth based, so I'll be catching the train into what I think is the second best venue in the league, and I love what you're saying there, mate, about how they've basically turning RAC Arena into my state for a night.
Everyone wants to be like us.
It's just
everyone wants their ears ringing.
Yeah, it's just another game for the JackJumpers. Although I managed, when I was down in Tassie a couple of weeks ago, I managed to get the clappers. So we're and I managed to get one for the whole family. Managed to get one for the whole family. So there's going to be 4 of us. We're all going to have the clappers, and it's going to be we're going to make it feel as much like my state.
It's going to be clapped out by the sound of it.
It will absolutely be clapped out.
Fantastic. No, it's good to see that you're going to be over there representing the Jackies, representing the island, even though you are over on the far west there. You know, we won't hold that against you for too long. Yeah. Is there, before we throw over to Fred, is there any particular player or thing we should be watching for in this game? Like, we'll obviously get right into it and start really dissecting, but is there something crucial you're looking for in this game?
I think the biggest thing is I went to the Hoopsfest game last year and they played against Melbourne United and they come up with a loss. So I think we are Melbourne United's bogey team this year. So I'm looking forward to the JackJumpers getting a bit of Hoopsfest payback on United, who are not looking as strong as they once did. The wheels have fallen off the wagon a little bit at Melbourne United. So I'm just looking forward to a really strong defensive JackJumpers performance against a team which is third on the ladder, which won't daunt the JackJumpers after their game against Adelaide. Won't daunt them at all.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you say that because last time we took on Melbourne United, that was at MyState Bank Arena, and we actually beat them 84-75. And you're absolutely right. United, the wheels seem to have fallen off the bus a little bit there. They're a bit wobbly. They maybe got a bit of got the axles grinding on the road a little bit. So one or two things will either happen. They're either going to come out with a vengeance, or they're going to continue to show that level of instability. And the good thing is, not only are we on the back of a number of wins, but we've proven we've really played well on the road. So this is just another road game for us. United, can't say they've been traveling on the road too well, just quietly. So, yeah. All right, Fred, give us your thoughts on the overall game and, what should we be looking for? What do you think? Like, what are you really most looking for out of this Hoopsfest game? Hoopsfest in general?
Well, I think the last few games, we've seen a huge uptick in the defensive efficiency. So they've just really started to lock down on defense and find their rhythm on defense. And a few podcasts back, I said that defense gets you easy offense, and it's been happening. It's plain and simple. So we've been getting, when Will and Bannon and Majok, they play the weak side defense so well. When they think they've got past it, boom, here comes Majok, here comes Banner, I should say, Banner, and here comes Will Magnay, and that does start a real flow on effective, good offense. And we've been, we still haven't really hit our strides with the offense. I don't believe. I don't think we've actually hit our real maximum potential. And when we become more efficient and pass the ball around like we have been, and don't be so stagnant and play one-on-one basketball or, clear out basketball, that's when we win games. When we pass, when we play D, when we play Jackie's basketball. I think everyone knows what Jackie's basketball is now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you're right. It did feel like for quite some time we forgot ourselves what Jackie's basketball was and what the mantra defend the island actually meant. It was beyond just a catchphrase. It was our ethos, our methodology for playing our everything. So you're absolutely right. And it is nice to see that back. It's also nice to see that we are a little bit more on the offensive, but it's about finding that happy medium. And I think we're really starting to lock in there. Yep. All right, boys, let's get into who to watch. So we're all going to give our player to watch. I'm scanning the notes here, and I think we've got 3 different players for 3 different reasons. So I might throw to our guest first because buggy you, JD. Fred, who have you got as your player to watch, mate?
Oh, it's always going to be my boy, Tyger Campbell. I love him. Tiger Island, I've got all the stocks. He's my guy. The last few weeks he has been phenomenal. I think JD mentioned a podcast or 2 back that he now sees why he's a tough little bugger because he gets absolutely smashed in live games.
Yep.
And he just keeps on going. But the thing is that I think he's become more patient. These last few weeks, he's just become more patient. He's taken the shots that are coming to him instead of forcing those shots. Every now and then he probably forces a shot off, but that's probably just the rush of blood for him, and he has really, really, really improved these last few weeks and last few games, and Tiger Island, let's go.
Brilliant. Love it. All right, JD, I'll let you have a word this time. Who you got your eye on?
I'm actually watching DJ David Johnson this game. Did some really, really nice things against Adelaide. His performance went a little bit underrated. I think he got 10 or 12 points. Big dunk he started the game with against Adelaide. And he has had his season high score at RAC Arena. So we know he likes the venue. I think DJ is due for a big game.
Okay.
And I'm actually looking for 18 to 24 points from DJ this week, and I think he can do it. I'm ready for him to explode and put in a Bryce Hamilton like performance because we know it's in him. We know he's got it, but we just haven't seen enough of it.
Fair. All right, well, hopefully we do see a bit more out of DJ. And look, I really hope that at the same breath, whilst we see DJ potentially have an all-star game to appease JD. I hope that we actually also see Hamilton fire up as well, and we get our two triggers just absolutely going nuts. All the while with Tyger just sitting there commanding that floor. And then for myself, I'm all about the pest factor. I'm all about that defense. And I hope we see suited up and minutes on the court, the doctor. Now, you want to talk pests. I want to see the doctor, who must have so much pent-up frustration from weeks and weeks and weeks of sitting on his hands. And I want to see him go up and just get up in Goulding's face and really rattle him. I want him to see it make it so hard. You just almost like Muhammad Ali, just getting into their heads and winning the fight before a single punch was thrown. And if the doctor is not fit for play, I hope Benny Air is on there doing exactly what Benny Air does. And we saw quite a bit of that in the last game. Benny just sitting there getting up in faces. And then when he's not up in faces, because everyone's sort of going towards Hamilton or DJ, Benny's out there on the wing just going, hold me beer. I'll have a crack at this. And I hope we see a little bit of that. Now, JD, I can see you've got lined up another little video for a certain man of a certain size and stature. Do you want to fire up that video and tell us why you've got the big man Mags lined up?
I was so sad I didn't get to play the video last time because I stuffed it up. But against United last time, Will Magnay had one of the all-time great Jackies performances, 27 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks. He went beast mode. Now, Melbourne have shown they don't know how to play him. They haven't got an answer for him. Are we going to see another performance like Mags put in a couple of weeks ago, MyState Bank Arena, right in front of my very eyes? I'll be there cheering on. So maybe he saves these performances just for me, and I can see him having another 20-plus point game with 10-plus rebounds and hopefully 4 or 5 blocks. We would absolutely love that. I can't believe what I saw in this game at MyState. He just went to another level.
Such a good game by him.
He absolutely went beast mode. And you might have heard me laughing there while JD was talking. For those of you listening on the audio version only, you would have missed the fact that there was Big Will going up. He hits the deck, and then rather than sort of taking a fall or whatever else, he just suddenly started doing push-ups. I mean, there's a man who was feeling it on the day, but he had time to sit there and, knuckle out a few push-ups while he's on the ground. So fantastic. Let's see a little more of that.
Easy for Big Mags.
Yeah, it didn't even break a sweat. Old mate now went and ran a 20K run afterwards. I don't know.
Big block on Fabian Krislovic as well there. So get over to YouTube and watch the Mags highlights, because this was one of the most fun ones I've put together. And I stuffed it up last podcast and we didn't get to see it. We want another game like this from Big Mags.
It's times like that when he gave the big block on Fab, but I would have loved for them to have been mic'd up. You can't tell me there wasn't a little bit of chirping going on there.
100%.
I reckon there'd be a lot of bleeping out of the talk. Well, they don't on the broadcast. You heard
the Adelaide game.
Yeah. Jeez.
We heard exactly what Mike Wells thought of Tyger Campbell.
It's funny. It's funny how they go, whoop, sorry about that one. We didn't mean for that to happen. You've got coaches in there fuming. Of course they're going to swear.
Yeah, I don't know why they just don't put up a explicit warning at the start of the game and just accept what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it is sports, and I don't think too many coaches are going to be on the side of court going, now, you really shouldn't have done that.
Oh, let's go get a cup of tea in the scone, kids.
Calling Tyger Campbell a scallywag.
Oh, you rotten scallywag. There'll be no more pickle juice for you. Right. And then on that note, we've also got down from the last time we played against Melbourne United, Josh Bannon had an absolutely ball terror of a game as well. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. So, amongst Big Will's big performance, you've got Josh Bannon, who is, he's just been an absolute asset to the team. And then alongside that, you've got Deng, Hamilton, and Marshall also putting in very productive minutes as well. So it really is a good showing, but the team is starting to really click. And we've come out of that FIBA break. All right, maybe not immediately out of the FIBA break. We had a couple of whoopsie-daisy type games afterwards. I suppose that's a polite way of putting it. Okay, there were some clangers. But we have still kept ourselves in contention. And I think what is really important to note is even with all the clangers, we've still consistently sat at 6 on the ladder. And that's solid, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how you get into playoffs. It's that you get into playoffs, or the play-in, so to speak, first, and then get to have your crack in the finals. So, you know, it's.
I think that we're really starting to hit some momentum too. You can tell the vibes are right up and about. And with teams, any team, if the vibes are feeling right and everyone's sort of having a joke and a laugh and everyone's relaxed, I think it's an underrated value to a team. So these guys are connected. They have a bit of fun. As you can tell in the interviews at the end of the games, they chuck all the towels on their heads and sunglasses on and carry on a bit. But it's really good to see, because it's kind of, it is the Tassie way, you know, we're a bunch of mates just acting up and having a bit of fun. That's all it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. You've hit the nail on the head. All right, well, we've talked about the positive, but let's get into, this is the part which JD loves. He always puts it in there, and I sort of sit there and go, yeah, good on you. You just love to put the cat amongst the pigeons, I swear. Who needs to lift? And given you're the shithead who puts this in here, JD, who do you think needs to lift for this game? Be very, very careful, young man.
It never pleases me to have this segment in, Berto, but it has in the past wielded some good results. I think the players listen, because more often than not, they do pull their finger out and they'll have a big game when I do my call out. This hurts, this one, and he was actually the recipient of the first ever Who Needs to Lift, and it was Majok Deng, who I think. I know it's Berto's equal favourite with Ben Air. There's very rarely a episode we go without talking about Majok. But the last 7 games, he's had 2 big games, but the rest he's been very, very quiet. 4 points, 2 points, 3 points, 21 points, where he was the top scorer against Southeast Melbourne. 11 points, 2 points, 2 points. I'm looking for a big game from Majok. His highest score this year, 26 points at RAC Arena. He obviously loves the venue. There'll be some clappers in the audience to motivate him on this week. They're my clappers.
That'll work.
And I want to see him getting more fouls, and I want to see him wiggling at the free throw line, and I want to see him lift. We want the Majok wiggle back because he needs to be cherry ripe for finals. He's a big game player, and we need a little bit more from him. And that's why I've got him as my Who Needs to Lift this week, Berto.
Very dangerous call, but I'll tell you what, Jook, if you are listening, and I know I've never met you, but if you are listening and you give us a big game and you get hanging off the ring there and getting those knees around your ears the way you do it, I'll get you an iced coffee, mate. You name the flavor, whatever you want. Iced coffee. I know I've listened to Vitamins. I've heard the podcast. I know you're big on the iced coffee. We'll get you. Hell, I'll buy you a 2-litre. There you go. We'll ask now for a 2-litre. Actually, I think it's more Farmers Union he goes for, if I remember, but it could be there. I can't remember.
Good Tassie iced coffee.
I was just saying it for the pun, Dare.
Hey,
dad joke.
Righto, Fred, have you got someone who needs the lift?
Yep, I've got one, and you're not going to like it, Berto. It's gonna be the doctor. No, it's not the doctor. He hasn't played.
I was going to say he has to show up.
No, you know what? I reckon DJ. I mean, he's been building and building and building. He's been coming off the bench sporadically, and he doesn't get as many minutes as what he usually we should expect for an import player. But like I said before, he's building, and I'm hoping we've got all 5 bloody starters here. I think that we're all going to do great. But have you noticed that? No, but he's going to step up, and I think he's going to have a real big game because he needs to have a really good game. I think to do his confidence good as well. He's up and about with everyone else, and he's happy. But I reckon he needs to have a real super breakout game. Even if it's consisting of like 14, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a couple of steals. If it's something like that and super efficient, I reckon within himself, he's going to go absolutely apeshit.
Fair call.
Totally agree.
I'm going to lean into that one a little bit and say not so much lift, but I'd just like to see DJ and Hamilton lock in. I really want to see, reminiscent of back when JC and Doyle would lock in, and it was few and far between the games, but they both lock in, and it was lights out to the opposing team. And it would just look magic. I think Hoopsfest. I think against United, because I've got serious issues with United. If we're gonna absolutely rub salt in the wound, I'm all good for it being United, but we do it. So I'd like to see those two just absolutely go great guns on them. So let's see how they go, boys. But what do you reckon the key matchups are for this one, JD?
I am going to be watching our man Nick the Court Marshal up against Chris Goulding. I know he's called Air Marshal Fred. We're calling him Nick the Court Marshal on here, a bit more of a basketball theme. I think he's the man to shut down Chris Goulding, the man who very early last year when we started the podcast, we revoked his Tasmanian citizenship. He's now no longer allowed to call himself a Tasmanian, Chris Goulding. And I think Scott Roth will have another big challenge for Nick Marshall this week. So I want to see a Bryce Cotton-like performance from Nick Marshall on Chris Goulding. I want him to be basically wearing him like a backpack. If we can keep Chris Goulding under 2 or 3 threes, it'll go a long way to winning this match because Chris Goulding is a very, very dangerous man when he's got his eye in. Nick Marshall's the man to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay. I like it. Fred, you got one for us?
Why not? Yeah, I called it for the last game against Melbourne United, and I said Majok on Doyle. I called it, and he played on him a little bit. I'm not saying he played on him all the time, but Majok's length and the way he moves around the court, and Doyle looks like he's lost a step. And I hate poking the bear because he's a freaking good player. But if we can put Majok on him and just follow him around, get those really long bloody arms. I saw him down at the sports center the other day. God, he's got long arms, super long arms. It's just it's wild.
It's like a daddy long legs.
Oh, it's crazy. But yeah, I'd hate for him to D up on me, even though I'm only 6'1", so he'd probably swap me away. But yeah, I reckon that matchup too. Like if Doyle starts to get a hold of us a little bit early, with our man Toasty, I'm going to call him Toasty from now on. I've been trying to enforce that. If he gets hold of Toasty or DJ or even Marshall, if he's been on and off him, I think Majok is our guy.
I like that. And I think just in general, keeping Doyle at arm's length is important because the thing with Doyle is he's unpredictable when he's going to wake up. Yeah. He can be really quiet all game, and then in the fourth comes out and he goes Super Saiyan. So I really think whoever is on him needs to be on him and not get complacent. And when I say whoever is on him, I'm talking whole game. If Doyle's on the court, whoever's on him, do not get complacent. Do not for a second think he's not going to suddenly switch, because when he just decides it's time to go, I don't know whether he goes out and has a massive big drink of pickle juice or something, but suddenly he just wakes up and it's like it's go time. So, yeah, it used to be quite frustrating. Yeah, it used to be frustrating.
I think too, if you see him doing that little smirk and that quiet chirp he does, have you noticed that? If he's doing that little smirk and he's just chirping at people real quietly, you're like, uh-oh, here we go.
Didn't Jordan used to do stuff like that too? He'd sort of, Jordan could be a little quiet, then he'd just suddenly be like, "You're mine," and then it's all over.
Man, the stories with Jordan, I've got that many videos and books about it. He was no silent assassin. He would go and say, "I'm going to put 50 on you," okay?
Oh, yeah. I know he's certainly not quiet about it, but yeah, once he turned around and he targeted you, it's all over. It was nasty.
Can I have one more thing? I want to have a little shout out to a fella that I know. He's an up and coming basketball player. His name's Ravi. So I've pointed Ravi to our podcast / YouTube.
Awesome.
So Ravi, if you're listening, buddy, there you go. Shout out and keep balling, mate.
Oh, that's awesome, Ravi. Keep it up, man. Awesome. And if you ever want to get on here and shoot the breeze with us, drop us a line. We'd be more than happy to have you. All right, fellas. Well, I think we've come to the end of the book. I think we've covered it all off, short of saying, well, thank you very much for joining us for our preview episode. Make sure you go back and check out the review episode. And I've just been hot off the press informed by one Mr. JD that the Devil's Den is coming next month. So we have been talking about how Tasmanian Takeover isn't just about the JackJumpers. You've got Tasmanian Takeover, the Ants Nest, talking about your Jackies, and at some point very soon, the Jewels, I would imagine. And then you've got the Devil's Den talking about, funnily enough, the Devils. So JD will be your primary host for that. And I believe Fred will be joining him talking all things Devils, because the last thing you want me talking about is that oval ball. Because if you thought I didn't know much about basketball, I know very, very little about football. So, yeah.
Very exciting. That's very exciting, Berto. We've already got some big stuff lined up for the show. Fred, both myself and Fred are a bit more connected to the football side of it, so we can actually start to get this thing rolling and get some very, very interesting characters on the pod. So definitely keep an eye out for the Devil's Den. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. But for now, we're all about the Jackies. Let's go Jackies.
Absolutely. And looking forward to supporting you guys. That is the true Tasmanian way, supporting the codes irrespective of what the code is. So looking forward to seeing what you boys do. All right, well, make sure you do hit the subscribe button. It's one thing to sit there and watch, but look, it really does help if you hit the subscribe button, whether it be on Spotify, on YouTube, on Apple, on wherever you're listening to this or watching this podcast, because at the end of the day, we are a very small podcast, and the more we can grow, the more we can get in people's faces and ears, the better it is. So please help us along by subscribing, following, sharing, liking, leaving comments, doing all that good stuff. Slap that like button, hit that button. I don't know, whatever the YouTube kids do nowadays. I'm showing my age. The grey's really come in. I think I grew 2 bits of grey hair just talking shit like that. Anyway, gentlemen, it's been good shooting the breeze with you.
Let's go Jackies.
March on, Jackies.